Liz, I'm only seeing conditional offers. There's no such thing in today's market like an unconditional offer. Buyers are thrilled with this new normal. You gotta make your home shine. You gotta stand out from the competition. Hey, it's Greg.
And Liz.
And we're the Homes Real Estate Team. And today we're coming at you with part 2 of our real conversations about what's happening in the day-to-day real estate world here in the Fraser Valley.
All right, Greg, let's get to it. You were at McDonald Realty office meetings, and what kind of conversations are you having with other agents out there?
Actually, we're having a lot of conversations. Going to the sales meeting, the team meetings, is a great way for new agents, even seasoned agents, to really hear what others are experiencing, right? Even if you talk to one or two people, when you're in a group, there's a real lively discussion and conversation. And what we're really hearing when we're talking to the agents there, it's a bumpy road, right? Deals don't come as often right now. Often we're seeing that when a seller is presented an offer from an agent, it's generally lower than even the seller might expect in this market. When buyers kind of hold the hammer, they feel that they can maybe be a bit more aggressive than they would have in the past. So we're seeing sellers being a bit more maybe surprised is a fair word to say in this market. And even if we can get a deal accepted, agents are telling me stories about how it's a bumpy road through the entire process. There are still buyers shopping out there who haven't been pre-approved, so deals fall apart for financing. And if they don't, you get to a home inspection. Buyers are also confident that if there's any hiccups or repairs needed in a home inspection, that they can demand the seller do certain repairs, or they won't move forward with the subject removal. And in this market, when you're that close to the finish line as a seller and you have to replace a hot water tank, do some painting or trim repair or something like that, you're probably going to do it because you don't know when the next offer will come around.
Right. Would you say most realtors are optimistic right now, or are they feeling a bit cautious?
In a word, no. They're not optimistic. Right? I think this market is very different from the market we've seen in the past, and I think it's really tough on realtors. Right now, the general population doesn't really care about how realtors feel, and that's fine, I get it. But if you're asking me if realtors are optimistic, I think that they've been more optimistic in the past. I don't think the majority of them are super stoked right now about low sales, right? Yeah. Obviously, prices are softening. What it means is a good realtor has to have difficult conversations with sellers, and a lot of realtors just shy away from that kind of conflict. And I think an agent who does a good job at making sure their sellers are well educated on where the market is, where the trends are going, as difficult as those conversations are, need to be had in order to give the proper guidance to a seller. Now, if you're a buyer's agent specialist, this is a great opportunity. Those are the people that are going to be more confident and more excited about the opportunities ahead of them, for sure.
What's one thing that another agent has said recently that really stood out to you?
At our sales meeting, actually, someone's just told us, and we've heard it a few times, that it's feeling busier out there. And that kind of goes along with what we were talking to about our home inspector, where they're seeing their busy day through day to dusk. So that means that more showings, more open houses, more phone calls, more inquiries, right, than we might have had in the previous few months. So in that respect, there's a glimmer of hope for some optimism.
Okay. Rates have been the hot topic all year. Are you noticing a change in how buyers are reacting to them?
Yeah, in the past, I think interest rate cuts were more of a conversation. Yeah. But this year, I really feel that the conversation has changed from interest rates to that uncertainty out there. People are worried about their jobs. They're not really concerned about a rate cut going down. They're more concerned about, will they have a job in 6 months? Will they be impacted? Are there layoffs? That sort of thing. It's much more present. So the conversations that we're talking with people about, interest rates comes up, but it's certainly not the first thing. And also the other thing is when these prime rates, when they get adjusted by the Bank of Canada, it really is more impactful for the variable rate. And the overwhelming majority of Canadians choose fixed rates, which aren't really associated to that Bank of Canada prime rate. So really, it's not a major point of conversation we're having right now.
Okay. Greg, do you feel that buyers have adjusted to this new normal?
Yeah, buyers are thrilled with this new normal. They've been waiting a decade of getting slaughtered and hammered and just brutalized by a strong seller's market that just kind of kept going and going and going. And now that they hold the hammer finally, they're taking full advantage of it at the seller's expense.
Yeah.
But they are the ones that are thrilled. We're seeing, again, aggressive offers. And they're able to, find opportunities. That's a key word. Not every seller is ready to kind of realize where the current markets are at. And so a savvy buyer is looking for the motivated seller. And when they find them, sometimes they're very aggressive and it can work for them.
Are you seeing more conditional offers right now, or is it still competitive?
Liz, I'm only seeing conditional offers. There's no such thing in today's market like an unconditional offer. I haven't seen a subject-free offer in a year, probably more, to be honest. Typically, offers have subject removal dates of about a week and a half to 2 weeks. I've seen some as long as 1 month. Now that's excessive and we certainly wouldn't agree to that, but buyers again are being aggressive with that. That also might mean that they haven't done their due diligence and gotten financing.
Right.
But we are seeing standard offers with subject to sale conditions in some cases, but you can get an offer with home inspection, financing, and reading all the documents in plenty of time so you're not feeling rushed.
What are buyers most nervous about right now?
I think right now, buyers feel very confident with their offering and their price. They're still nervous about how the home inspection is, right? Again, these are end user buyers that are shopping, so they're looking for a place to live. So they're nervous about what the home inspection is going to result in and what that means. Are they going to be able to remedy any issues with the seller? Is it a larger expense? That's really the big thing. Home buyers are really focused on what's going to happen in the home inspection.
Greg, a lot of homeowners are trying to figure out whether they should list now or if they should wait till the spring. What would you suggest?
It depends on your situation, right? As we approach the holidays, typically what happens is there's fewer and fewer homes available for sale. People decide they don't want to list over the holidays. So there's an opportunity to take advantage of a smaller pool of competition in terms of sellers. Of course, we still have an awfully large amount of homes for sale, so it's not like there isn't competition. But that number will likely decrease every month until we get through the holidays. Of course, weather depends. If we get hit by a big snowstorm, now fortunately we don't get that too often, but if we do, that would impact it. And of course, we don't know, right? The world is an uncertain place. People say, well, what if I sell in the spring? Will we do better than we can do right now? Well, you might see more buyer activity, right? But depending on the pricing, if the price trend continues to go down at about 1% a month, this time next spring, that could be 6, 7, 8% down from where we are. When you look at the price of $1 million home, you do the math at what 1% a month is over, 4 or 5 months is. It's not insignificant. So it really depends on your situation.
If someone wants to sell now, what would you suggest are the things they need to focus on?
Easy. I always say this to all our sellers. Paint and declutter. You gotta make your home shine. You gotta stand out from the competition. Be better than the rest. Make sure you're priced well. Listen to your realtor. Get educated on what's happening in the market.
What about buyers, Greg? What would you suggest? What kind of advice can you give to them?
Buyers that are looking right now, get pre-approved. There are opportunities out there. If you're not pre-approved and good to go, you're going to miss out on those golden opportunities. So make sure you get fully pre-approved, not just pre-qualified. Get them your documents. Make sure you have everything to the lender so that all they're waiting for is that purchase agreement, and you'll be in an excellent position to take those opportunities when they present themselves.
If you could give one piece of advice to buyers, and they're waiting for this is the perfect time for us, what would it be?
Buyers, you gotta remember, buying opportunities don't last forever. And you don't know when we've reached the bottom until we're already on the way up. That's the best piece of advice I could give any buyer looking.
Looking ahead to the next few months, what gives you optimism about this market?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that, we're feeling people are talking more about more activity out there, right? Again, doesn't necessarily translate into deals today, but there's more optimism, there's more activity. So that's good. I also think at some point here, right, we are likely going to have some sort of trade agreement, at least something, some sort of framework, whether it's this year or next year, hopefully. I mean, next year they're going to still be, I think they can renegotiate the free trade agreement. So hopefully at some point here in the next year, that gets settled. I think that will give a lot more certainty. And once we get certainty, I think buyer optimism is going to pick up. And I think we'll start to see the market pick up from there.
Well, that's really good information, Greg. We love doing these to share our tips and advice to you and just being out there every day on the ground.
Yeah. And if you have any questions about your specific market, your neighborhood, any questions about your home, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to help.
Make sure to subscribe and follow us for more of these short updates.
You know it. Smash that like button. It helps us grow. I'm Greg.
And I'm Liz.
Thanks for watching.